Well, yeah, I mean, definitely there's so many women that are attracted to bad boys. But I wonder if it's, again, back to self, back to self-development, back to where you are spiritually, self-acceptance. I know that's one of the things that you talk about on your blog.
Yes.
I mean, where are women with self-acceptance?
From a lot of my readers and the people that have been, writing in, they're interested in articles about self-development, which is great. And I think there's a big market and a big space for self-help books and that kind of thing, but it's not an individual effort. And one of the things about Cupid and Cleopatra for me is building community. And it's called Cupid and Cleopatra because obviously Cleopatra represents the epitome of black womanhood. She is our goddess from way back, and Cupid is obviously the god of love. And so it's bringing those two together. And on the opening to my blog, as you'll see, it says that we as a black community have not really had a solid, thriving foundation and civilization since ancient Egypt. So why is that? So why do we have to throw back all the way to the pyramids for us to get back to a space where black men and women were actually talking to each other in a manner that allowed us to build civilizations? And I'm really trying to promote that because given my background, I'm from financial services industry. I was an investment banker for many years. And one of the things I've noticed in my field is that there are a lack of black millionaires or a lack of institutional and generational wealth in our community, and I think it comes back to the family structure. I don't want to misquote him, but Hill Harper had a stat, something on the Nightline episode about the black men and women communicating that, say back in the 1950s, there was over 50% of children born into two-parent households. And now we have under 50% or even in the 30% of children being born into single-family households. So what does that mean from a perspective about getting both sides of the coin and having our children grow up in an environment? And it's been proven from an economic standpoint that you build wealth faster and larger with another person. Right. So if you're not finding that partner until later in life, what does that mean in terms of your earning potential and your ability to carry on generational wealth? So really it starts in the home, and it starts with building solid relationships between black men and women or whoever you choose to settle down with. But I think partnership is the key to that success.
Well, and, you definitely have a social commentary. I know that as your friend. And so I'm just curious, why do you think that is? I mean, why haven't we had, great communication and a thriving civilization since ancient Egypt?
I think it really comes down to being frustrated with each other and not understanding what each other's goals are and really not taking the time. I mean, we're so quick to call somebody trifling, but you have to kind of turn the mirror on yourself and really understand what's going on there. And I think that the conversations want to be had, but it's just like, we're so tired. We drug ourselves through slavery, and then we came to the civil rights movement, and now, we're here in this space in the recession, and people are just, discombobulated and very angry. And I think, recognizing the self-haven in each other is the way back to greatness.
Yeah, I think you're definitely right. How much do you think that external projections of racism or depravity or, just, keeping the black community? And
right. I think it definitely plays an effect.
Yeah.
Specifically because in our society, there's a tendency to emasculate black men.
Right.
And if they're getting the same thing at home, then that's a problem. And I think that's because we've had to take on more masculine roles just as the gender roles have kind of come together. And if you look at, again, economic statistics, black households, even back in the day, were working families, two parents working in the home because we had to stick together. And when our communities were self-segregated or segregated by law, we really had to rely on our own strength, and so there was more of a partnership together. I think as we've become more independent, and I got all these songs about independent ladies, and wanting to build your own empire. I mean, if you think again, I hate to keep referencing our parents' generation, but if you look back in the day, nobody had two pennies to rub together. So they were really trying to partner with someone so they could build it together, and then that was kind of an investment structure for them, where they say, you know what, we built this home brick by brick, and that's what we should get back to.
Yeah, definitely. A friend of mine was telling me just about this whole idea of energy. You're going to attract whatever energy you're giving out, masculine or feminine, you're going to attract the opposite energy, and so there's so many women that are giving masculine energy and don't realize it, and so they're attracting feminine energy from men.
And what do you mean by masculine? Try to define that for me.
Just, I'm in charge. I got it all together. I can do it myself. I don't need your help, and I think it comes from self-protection. But you
Right.
know, definitely.
And there's a grace in that. I think, you know, black men, regardless of the role, they want a strong woman, and they want someone that's going to hold it down in the business. They want to, you know, be out and really, you know, do what they have to do. But I think the difference is carrying yourself with grace and being able to be deferential in times when you need to.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. Well, Andrea, how can we read? How can people who want to go and log on to Cupid and Cleopatra find out about you?
Sure. It's at www.cupidin, like the letter N, Cleopatra.wordpress.com. And if you want to contribute or have topic ideas or really just want to get in contact with me, you can send an email to cupidandcleopatra@gmail.com.
Awesome. Well, we're getting ready to take a break. We're here with Andrea O'Neill on WIMG Live AM 1300, and we will be back shortly. Thank you.